Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for your season recap of the 1972-73 Epic Basketball League season. My name is Dave Little, and we are recording from the Dave Cave as we recap the events of the third completed season in the Epic Basketball League. And for those of you not familiar with the Epic Basketball League, it is a full all teams involved replay. So 17 teams entered the season at the beginning of 72-73 and played a 20-game regular season, followed by 3 tiers of playoffs. It is a promotion and relegation league, and the playoffs involve all 17 of the teams, beginning with the lowest tier, the bronze tier. And the teams that survive the bronze tier of playoffs move up to the silver tier. And the teams that survive the silver tier of the playoffs move up to the gold tier and play for the league championship. This was the third go-round of the Epic Basketball League, and we congratulate the winners of the league in the 72-73 season, the Milwaukee Bucks. We've played 3 seasons. The Bucks have won twice, sandwiched around the Los Angeles Lakers winning in 71-72. This year it came down to the Bucks and the Lakers in the finals. And in a thrilling 6-game series, the Bucks came out on top, led by Finals MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem came up with 33 points in the decisive Game 6 as the Bucks outscored the Lakers in the fourth quarter 42-23 in Los Angeles to steal the Game 6 victory and the series. Wilt Chamberlain brilliant for the Lakers in that final series, and in his final game in the Epic Basketball League, Game 6 of the finals, Wilt scored 30 and grabbed 23 rebounds and then rode off into the sunset. But Kareem is your playoff MVP, joined by Oscar Robertson and Lucius Allen and Bob Dandridge to form a formidable team in the Epic Basketball League, winning 2 of the 3 series titles so far. Congratulations to Kareem also for winning his 3rd consecutive league MVP. We've played 3 years. Kareem has been the MVP 3 times. 31.7 points per game on the regular season, along with 13 rebounds, good enough for 5th in the league, and 4th in the league with 2.4 blocks per game. Honorable mention has to go to Nate Archibald, who led the league in scoring and assists. Only twice has that been done in league history. And Nate was the first in the NBA to accomplish that feat back in the 72-73 season, and he replicated that feat in the Epic Basketball League replay. John Havlicek of the Boston Celtics was number 3 in the MVP voting. So congratulations again to Kareem for that big award, his 3rd straight MVP award. The Rookie of the Year in the 1972-73 Epic Basketball League campaign was Bob McAdoo of the Buffalo Braves, coming in with 18.5 points per game and 9 rebounds. And just a runaway victory in the Rookie of the Year competition, far outpacing Lloyd Neal of the Portland Trail Blazers and Freddie Boyd of Philadelphia, although Freddie Boyd led the Sixers on a very memorable playoff run. As you will recall, the 1972-73 76ers were potentially the worst franchise ever in NBA history, finishing at 9-73. But in the Epic Basketball League, Freddie Boyd and Fred Carter led the 76ers through some upsets in the playoffs and had a nice run down the stretch before falling short and failing to make the championship tier. But congratulations to Bob McAdoo. He is your Rookie of the Year. The league leaders in 72-73, as we mentioned, Nate Archibald led the league in scoring and assists, and his total of 10.5 assists per game set a new league record in Epic Basketball League competition. Wilt Chamberlain of the Lakers led the league in rebounding at 16.2 per game. JoJo White came in with 3.8 steals per game to be your league leader. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 3.7 blocks per game to lead the league. Single game records broken in 72-73 for Epic Basketball League competition. Nate Archibald, not surprisingly, set the new record for points in a game with 56 and for assists in a game with 19. And a new rebounding record was set by Golden State's Nate Thurmond, who snatched 36 rebounds in a single contest. Looking at the career leaders through 3 seasons of Epic Basketball League play, by far and away, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar leads the league in scoring, historically averaging now 31.2 points per game, followed by Elvin Hayes, 26.7, and John Havlicek, 26 points per game through 3 seasons of Epic Basketball League play. Wilt Chamberlain retires as the league's leading rebounder through 3 seasons. And that mark will fall undoubtedly in the upcoming season as Wes Unseld is right on his heels and a cast of formidable rebounders making their way up the list. Lenny Wilkins maintains his assist record for the league, but Nate Archibald is going to overtake that, I'm sure, in the coming season. Archibald and Walt Frazier neck and neck at the top of the list in career steals in Epic Basketball League history. And Wilt will also retire as the career block shots leader for the Epic Basketball League. And again, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar close behind that, along with Elvin Hayes, all of whom have recorded over 300 blocks in Epic Basketball League history. Next up for the Epic Basketball League, in the next few weeks, we will get started with the 1973-74 season. The division alignments are posted here on the screen. Congratulations to the Phoenix Suns and the Atlanta Hawks for promotions from the Silver Division up to the Gold Division, where they will make the championship tier of the playoffs. The Gold Division will say so long to the Chicago Bulls and the Houston Rockets, who drop back down to the Silver Division. Promotions. In the Bronze Division, the Boston Celtics and the Portland Trail Blazers will move up. And dropping from silver to bronze, the Detroit Pistons and the Baltimore Bullets. In 73-74, the Bullets will move from D.C. over to Landover, Maryland, and they will become known as the Capital Bullets. That is what lies ahead in 1973-74. We'll get that started here in a couple of weeks as our Friday night Epic Basketball League tradition will roll on. Retirements following the 1972-73 NBA season. We mentioned Wilt Chamberlain on a couple of occasions, along with Hal Greer, Tom Sanders, and Gus Johnson. The folks you see with the asterisks on this slide were the Hall of Famers. And a few other retirements include Johnny Green, Kevin Lockery, who is going to go full-time into coaching, Terry Dischinger, the veteran, Jim King, John Tresvant, and Flynn Robinson, your top 10 retiring players from the Epic Basketball League following the 72-73 season. And you can't say enough about Wilt Chamberlain. 14 seasons in the NBA, split between the Warriors, the 76ers, and the Lakers. And in 14 seasons, he was an All-Star 13 times. 10 times he was All-NBA. 7 times he was the league scoring champion. 11 times in 14 seasons Chamberlain led the league in rebounding. He possesses 2 championship rings and the 1959-60 Rookie of the Year award. And in that season, he averaged 30 points and 23 rebounds. Actually, over his career, he averaged 30 points a game and 23 rebounds. And of course, Wilt Chamberlain will always be remembered for the first and only 100-point game in NBA history, a mark that I don't know will ever be broken in this era of load management. Even at the age of 36, Wilt was number 2 in the league in minutes played. Hal Greer retires after 15 seasons with the 76ers franchise. And during those 15 seasons, he was a 10-time All-Star, 7 times All-NBA, and a winner of the NBA championship in 1967. Career averages of 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Tom Sanders, a.k.a. Satch, played 13 seasons, all for the Celtics. And during that 13-season run, he accomplished 8 NBA championships, which ties him for 3rd in the league history, behind only Bill Russell and Sam Jones, who were also part of that Celtics dynasty. In the 68-69 season, Satch was 2nd team All-Defense and finished his career with averages of 9.6 points per game and 6.3 rebounds per game. Following his retirement from the Celtics, Satch Sanders went on to coach basketball at Harvard and become the first black head coach of any Ivy League team in the history of the Ivy League from 1973 to 77. And in large part based upon that distinction, he was admitted to the Hall of Fame as a contributor to basketball, but certainly 13 fine seasons, 8 NBA titles are to his credit. And finally, Gus Johnson, a.k.a. Honeycomb, because his game was so sweet. He played 10 seasons in the NBA, including 9 in Baltimore, was a member of the 1963-64 All-Rookie team, and in 10 seasons, he was a 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, and 2-time All-Defensive team. Gus Johnson would go on to split the 73-74 season. He would go on to play in the 73-74 season in the... Okay, let me get this straight. In 72-73, Gus Johnson split time between the NBA and the ABA. He left the NBA midseason, retired from the NBA, and went over to play 1.5 seasons in the ABA with the Pacers, including a championship ring with the 1973 American Basketball Association Indiana Pacers. Honeycomb finished his career with totals of 17.1 points per game and 12.7 rebounds per game. So it is a great honor to remember some of the historic figures in the sport of basketball, and that is what the Epic Basketball League is all about. Coming up next will be the 1973-74 Epic Basketball League season. And here's what we have to look forward to in the NBA season. The most valuable player was, to the surprise of no one, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he is in line for his 4th consecutive Epic Basketball League MVP award if he can get it done. The Boston Celtics were your NBA champions in 73-74. And if they are going to replicate that feat in the Epic Basketball League, they're going to have to come out of the Silver Division to do it. That would be a first. The Rookie of the Year in 73-74, the popular Ernie DiGregorio from the Buffalo Braves. And an interesting highlight of the 73-74 NBA season was that Buffalo's Bob McAdoo would go on to lead the league in scoring and in field goal percentage, a feat that has only been accomplished 3 times in NBA seasons. McAdoo was one, 1965-66 Wilt Chamberlain was the first. And the most recent, Shaquille O'Neal in the 1999-2000 season. Only 3 players in league history to ever lead the league in both scoring and field goal percentage. All right, that is your recap of the NBA season, the Epic Basketball League 1972-73 season. We'll be back in a few weeks with action from 1973-74, and we can't wait to see you then. Until then, that's our show, and I am out of here.